बंदना हर बंदना बंदना हर बंदना गुण गाओ गोपाल राय गुण गाओ गोपाल राय बंदना हर बंदना बंदना हर बंदना गुण गाओ गोपाल राय गुण गाओ गोपाल राय गुण गाओ गुण गाओ गुण गाओ गुण गाओ गुण गाओ गुण गाओ बंदना हर बंदना बंदना हर बंदना गुण गाओ गोपाल राय गुण गाओ गोपाल राय
तेरी मेर दा बोलना तुद आगे अरदास गुरु गुरु वाहेगुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नवें जुगाद गुरे नवें सत गुरे नवें श्री वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा we will talk about soul, Atma. The process of soul searching is a very long, infinite process. It's not that man has started doing now. It's not the man has started and has completed it. Therefore, in Sri Guru Granth, the word Ji, the life force, it represents soul. And it is not untrue. Atma, Mahatma, Paramatma. These are the three stages. Atma, the soul. When it has become Mahatma, the great soul, then it finds Paramatma, the infinite soul. I'm trying to make it very mathematical rather than descriptive. Atma, in the frequency of this word, in an individual is 3.5 megacycle, a life psyche which keeps the breath of life going. It's come from pranic body and it prevails through the subtle body. And when the soul leaves the human body, it also leaves with the help of the subtle body. It doesn't leave alone. So its existence is within the human. Human has insecurity about the world at large. Human has insecurity about the tomorrow. Human chooses a partner in life for the sake of security. Human has never chosen a soul as his partner. In spite of the religion, the teachings, the preachings, yellings, screaming, devastations and changes, no human except few, which can be counted, have accepted soul as their partner. Humans are willing to find a soul mate in another human, But a human, they want to find a soulmate. They cannot look into his soul. All they can look into the body, the physical, the mental, the environments. So basically in our typographical life, Atma takes the body with other 8 bodies. In this 10 bodies, Atma starts its journey with the 13 sensory systems. And that is, you have 9 holes, 2 arms and 2 feet. And that is what number 13 stands for. So technically speaking, when they say you are born with 13, you live by 13 and you will die by 13, and 13 is not very auspicious number for some people, because the very number 13 reminds you of death. And then because you are afraid of devil, so you are afraid of going to the hell, and this guilt and sin has been put on human by the religion from the last thousands of years, make him totally impotent. We cannot even understand that we are alive by the will of God, we shall die by the will of God, we came by the will of God, we'll go by the will of God. And there's no difference having friends. Friends are those who you pay to keep friends, and enemy are those who you pay to keep them away. So both ways it's a matter of payment. It's not something technically very logically right on this planet. If you don't call a friend on a birthday, you know what it means, and if you do not go to somebody's relative's death and mourn, you know what it means. So we have a technically very beautiful earthly ties. I was very surprised that a gentleman got a house and he was so happy that he has a home. And I said, did you ever feel that your soul, when found you, your rib cage, it has a home too? Have you decorated your inner home? Then you're planning all for the outer home. And all he said all of a sudden, Yogi ji, you always extend everything to infinity. And I said, what is other than infinity? Why you misunderstand that anything is finite? Why you misunderstand that by limiting yourself you are going to find peace? God is in infinity, and soul is a part of infinity, and the greatness is relating to that infinity, that opportunity. Why you are limiting yourself? It means I should not decorate the house. I said, no. This is a chance also to decorate your inner house. What I have to do for that? I said, from last 5 years you have been promising to get up in the morning and you don't. So tomorrow, get up in the morning. Tomorrow, be grateful that God gave you a house. Tomorrow, feel that as you have been privileged to be as you are, it is your obligation, conscious obligation through your soul, that all should be like that. If you can raise your consciousness and you relate to your soul and you can relate to your greatness, then it gives you an opportunity. You are missing an opportunity. That's all I'm trying to remind you. He said, I will like to come, ask you to come, and when I open the house, you should visit it. I said, that's very nice and kind of you. I'd like you to cut the ribbon of your own consciousness and enter into the gate of your own self and find out who you are. And you will find me inside there. I'm also sitting and meditating. If you really want to challenge, it will be true. How can you say that? I say it is a very great problem between people. For them, like a child, if a tie is found, they are very happy. Somebody was running, the child was running, Papa, 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 Papa. He said, oh my son, he lifted arm, kissed him, hugged him, said, what is it? He said, I found a tie. He said, all right. It was Sunday. So next day he asked the wife, he said, I'm going to take this son with me to work. She said, well, how come? He said, I have decided to take him with me. So get him ready. So he decidedly got ready, and the governess was there, and he took him to work. After that he says, sir, come and let us go to visit our plant. It was a toy factory. And the child looked at toys and toys and toys and manufactured. He was explaining him how they do it, When it came to the end, and child had heaps of boxes and the toys. He said, Papa, toys! He said, your father makes it. Oh. All these toys are mine. He said, take as many you want. But your father makes it. That is how एक माटी कड़न हारे कड़ी तय करतार सत दीनियों दुहाज मत अस्तमत satmat. This one clay, God constructed it and constructed it in different bodies. And some got wisdom, nothing, negative wisdom, some got true wisdom. That is what karma is. Atma has to travel the journey with the body. Body has to make choices. And body has to meet the challenges. And challenges have to meet the time. The only confrontation between you and time is when you confront the challenge, when you meet the challenge. It's very easy to give up. It's just, it doesn't mean anything. But it is real to keep up. And in adversity, keeping up is securing the joy, the happiness, your own flow, your own width. Giving up is just giving up. But most of the time we do not know what we give up. Most of the time we do not know why we give up. We just give up. We give up for convenience, we give up for logic, we give up for reason, we give up for understanding, we give up because there was a call from God, there was a call from the soul, there was a call from the elements, sensory systems. There are 10 million calls. But the fact remains, we give up. And fact remains, we keep up. We are going to celebrate soon the birthday of Guru Ram Das, the Lord of the miracles, the Lord of the healers, the Lord of prosperity, the Lord who obeys no normal natural law. Miracle obeys no natural law. Miracle obeys no law of elements. Miracle obeys no law of senses. Miracle obeys no law of the Creator and the creation. But how this man, Jetha, the orphan, how this man became the Lord of the miracles. They sung in his praise, Puri hui karamat ab sirjanhare tarya. The miracle happened and God himself personified in him. Was he so beautiful? Was he so great? Was he so in his essence spread that much? Yes. What made him to do that? He was consistent in keeping up. His mental consistency, which his physical body endured, his spirit endured. He endured it. He didn't look for the cure. He looked not for the logic. He looked for not the reason. He did not look for the way out. All he said is, what cannot be cured must be endured, and time cannot be healed. I shall heal the time. And that I became so great, so vast, that in Sri Guru Granth Pata says, Puri hoi kara, tan tan Ramdas Guru, jine sirya tine savarya. Puri hoi karamat, aap sirjanhare tarya. That creator, sirjanhar, means one who creates everything. He became personified Guru Ramdas. It was not an adjective. It was not just a bogus praise somebody was just singing unto him. This was the experience of that time. Wrong and right, dark and bright, is a conception of the individual. But that does not mean that things cannot go unto the level of the vastness of infinity. Just understand, somebody will say, oh, what is in a Gurdwara? Nothing. It's a house. It is a house. And what is a Gurdwara? Same Shabad. And why to dress up for the Gurdwara is a hassle. And why should I go to Gurdwara? And why should I eat prasad? It is a sugar or honey, and it has a oil in it or ghee. You know what a cursed, inferior, unfortunate that human being is? He gave up on his soul when alive. You know what a treachery it is? Can you just imagine a human being doing so? Somebody asking for help and you just go? You couldn't help? And somebody asks for some goodness and you have no attitude for it? Or you don't have time for it? Because you hate somebody because he's your enemy? You gave up on that person's soul? Give that person that infinity. Let the enemies remember your grace. Let this word understand your impact. The planet Earth has condemned all great men or people. Did that was the decision? You understand that there was a felon, criminal, thief who killed a Roman soldier. He was forgiven instead of Jesus. Yasu, by his own people, judgment, was condemned, and a criminal thief who had a charge of death on him was given off. How popular Jesus was and how great miracle man he was at that time. But he took it to death. Going to death, everybody has to go. People used to be put on cross left and right those days. Getting on a cross was not what made Jesus Christ. Not at all. The character which made him Christ, when they nailed him up and they mocked at him and called him names, so ugly and dirty names that this place does not behove to be repeated exactly. And he said, forgive them, Father, they don't know what they are doing. It was that forgiveness on the cross which made him Christ. It is that moral strength of the Atma that he could forget not the mockers, he could not listen to it, he was all fine and he forgave. You know, son of Guru Ramdas, Guru Arjan, what made him the great Guru? Not that he not great that he gave us the Adi Sri Guru Granth. He is the pioneer of the Adi Granth. That's the greatest service on the planet and humanity. But what made him great, when he sat on that hot plate and was baked and roasted, Mian Mir, the Muslim peer who could order king, came. He said, why so? Guru Arjan Pratakha, Guru personified God, why you are doing this? Can I do it? I can just seize the fire. They may keep on burning, it will never be hot. I'll order the emperor to apologize. Please let me do it. Guru Arjan Dev said, Mian Mir, when Guru has to stand a test, it is for the students to follow. Close your eyes and see the reality. He said, Guru, you are the fire, you are being roasted, and you are dropping sand on you. What is this? He said, extend yourself beyond you, and you will see Noor-e-Haq, you will see light of God in everything. Atma is that spark of light of God. It is dormant. It cannot find infinity. The purpose of coming to Las Vegas is not to get tired and get messed up. Purpose of going to Acapulco is not coming back with a fever and malaria and a dysentery. Purpose of going somewhere is to gain the purpose and enjoy the infinity. That's the purpose. Purpose of the Atma coming to the planet is not just live, eat, sleep, have children, home, and die in bed or in hospital. Purpose of the Atma is to find yourself in your width. God shall give you height. We have so much inhibition, sensory, sexual, that we cannot even move within our own variety and vicinity. And where is the chance of vastness? Devotion is not a donation. Devotion is not a duty. A devotion is beyond the micro strength of body, mind and soul. And that is the ecstasy of the human body, that it can adapt that attitude. Aap sahai hoya, sache da sacha toa. This Shabad was being sung when I walked in. He, the creator, he, she, it, whatever you want to call it, comes through itself. Aap sahai hoya, sache da sacha toa. This being is that of the true God. His decisions are not. His projections are not. His faith is not. It is a beautiful candle, but it's not lit. It has no strength of its own light. Forget out its brightness, its warmth, its guidance. It is still finding its own territory. It's still finding its own jurisdiction. It's still finding what it is. By the time comes and Atma quits, it's still finding why it came for, what its purpose was, and what happened to it. Then there's a question where I'm going. The rituals of life can be millions, practice can be zillions, and understanding can be thousands at a time. You can have relationship as you please. You can live as you choose. Your actions and your reactions will decide your life. Nobody can do it for you. But this dry subject, which you do not want to relate, because it's so subtle, so suksham, that you cannot touch it, is a very vital question. Because this is your life strength. This is your ecstasy. And we have Guru Ram Das, who was an orphan. To him, the wealth came, health came, happiness came, and everything came unasked for. Once the Atma finds its Mahatma, its Mahatam, its purpose, its expectations, then the senses become absolutely unison. Happiness comes, knowledge comes. When a person starts listening in himself, his total infinity, that's when person finds his definition. You are on the crossroad in your age. There was a purpose of life to grow, to be. Tomorrow, there's a purpose of life to go. And how to go. It comes in everybody's life. The journey of the soul comes to end. And time and space is a privilege. Therefore, please understand, every day you do not do your sadhana, you give up on your soul. Every day you do not relate to your inner strength, you give up on your soul. Every day you do not see in another person, even your worst enemy, the life of breath, you give up on your soul. Keep on ignoring somebody for a very long time, you know what happens. In this relevance word, find within yourself your own Shabad, your own Naad, your own reference, your own fulfillment. And Mahatam of the Atma is its purpose. And the purpose of the Atma is simple. Don't sit in judgment. You will be crushed by time and space again and again. Your dust will not touch the grace and eloquence of infinity. But if you are just bent upon judging, judge one thing, why I can't see God in all? Because you cannot see God in all, you cannot see God at all. If you do not know your Atma, and you not make it great enough, alive enough, you cannot find Paramatma. You can be promised, you can be motivated, you can be inspired, and you can find your sensory, sensual player. But there is one happiness which is forever, and that is innocence. And that is found only when you find your own Atma. In this world of today, you have many worries. May your worries increase to the point of death. And may you die as a bundle of those worries. And as you worry, more they will increase. And that is the way worries are. But if you just find your Atma, your worries will go away. Then you will know you are dependent on something real, something beautiful, and something graceful than you. Moment you aap gwaya, ta Rabb paya. Moment you feel that you are not the deciding factor, you are not the deciding authority, you are not the ultimate self, you will find the ultimate self. It is so difficult and it's so easy that it has totally perplexed the world. Aap gwaya, ta Rabb paya. Moment, and all you have to understand, you don't breathe. Something breathes in you. You don't earn. Environments earn for you. You don't relate. Sensory relate to you. And you do not exist. Tattva makes you exist. And Atma binds them. Therefore, Atma in essence is the true color of a personal self. And it simply can be found by changing your angle. You are great, but you are not final. In this world of today, as the age of Aquarius came, I wrote a poem today, that's why I was a little late. This is what the age of Aquarius is going to be to you all, and including not you, but everybody on this earth. Go ahead.
From darkness to age of light, beautiful, bountiful, and bright. Message with new wind, new fragrance, and flowers. Change of head, heart, and human plight. Moving psyche, macro circles like bewitching beauty, and her hair curls, floating white. Swans like priceless pearls. Kings and queens, princes and princesses, duchesses and earls, moving psyche, 3 zillion frequency, us a new change. Man's 21 years young, through the kneading is the first time's range. There shall be exceptions and destruction, fights and new settlements. It's all a part of the Aquarian change. What is what God meant? It gives humans a new day, a new length, to make him kind, compassionate, with new strength. This is the new age which I came to see. O yogi son of Guru, relax, it's meant to be.
Yes, the next 20, this is what I want to explain to you. This is how it's happening. You want to see God in person with your human eyes. Look at this. When body moves like this, these pranas, these molecules, and this energy of you, when moves in harmony, you can sometime try at home, you will find immediately peace. Immediate. And try it when you are totally upset and idiot. And just move your hands this way, you will find total frequency of strength and peace. It's not your asking. Who you are doesn't matter. How disturbed and idiot you are, it doesn't matter. It does it. This is the 5 tattvas. And when the antennas move in harmony in equal distance, it must create harmonious environments in the total nervous system, and 3 nervous systems must correspond. There's a law which nobody can change. That's it. Now, just understand how we are. We are 10 trillion cells, alive and well. 3 part of the cell and 10 part of the other cell, and it's 1 of the square of that. It comes to 3 zillion. 30 trillion into 10 and then multiply with 1 square, it means 3 zillion. Exactly mathematically we worked it out this morning. So just understand, a 1 zillion frequency, the aura changes. This is how it is. This is how color interrelate to each other. And that's why all is end up satambar. Satambar means white. It has 7 colors. White has 7 colors. Is the color of 7 colors. But the frequency rate at which it changes, that's why sunlight looks you the white and bright, and that's why moon looks you cool and full and all that stuff. Actually there is no something as white. It's all colorful word. It's sarang. And sarang means white, if you want to look at the therapy of the colors. So when this earth is moving at this frequency, you just understand age for 21 years in the range of 7 years is going to need the humanity. As you put a flour and water, you need to make the dough so you can bake the bread. That's what these 21 years are. In this, the requirement is to elevate your soul from dormant to active. Yesterday was one funny day. It was just a blissful experience for me when I can draw an aura. I just drew it. For me, it was very rare that in the impact of that frequency and moving of the colors, I could draw it. And I drew it, and whatever kind of face came, and I laughed, I cracked up. I said, look, this is how I look at you. This is how you look to me. And nobody appreciated it. So we live in a Maya, we live in an illusion. We look ourselves in the mirror, that's totally, absolutely not right. What we look in the aura is exactly, and our life frequency is by our aura, not our body. Our existence is one body. And we colored it to preserve it, to make it understand the reflexes of the aura were right there. What I'm trying to explain to you, these reflexes are going to change. So sensory system and values are going to change, and the life and look and the purpose are going to change, and people are going to change. The way you live and relate and understand. That's what I say, now it is the time to give your children the spiritual strength. But unfortunately, some of you have not found your strength. What are you going to give? You are looking for some things, yet yourself, being mature, you are acting immature. So this is the time and this is the age of curiosity. To me, yesterday, it was a day of, I couldn't share with somebody. I just wanted to talk. And we were so busy yesterday, there was nobody to talk. And finally, when I talk, I end up messing up my whole situation because I said in a very inhuman way, let us put it, my God, nothing is nothing. It's all just nothing. And it makes a very insecure statement. It's really I never realized that is a very questionable statement. Because we live in Maya. Maya is a shadow of reality. And reality is our total personality. It's our base of our personality. And we live in Maya. And we look at with these eyes which can see signboards and read the direction, which we don't care. How many people read the signboard and exactly read it? Yes, there's a signboard, that's it. So we have the arrogance of ignoring things, but in this Aquarian age, if you can give children the depth, the understanding, make them understand how vast and fast time is going to change, you can create a new age in your home. And also you can create a new age in yourself. When your nerves are not wired to keep the message of infinity, you really resent. And I really appreciate if you even become my enemy, but just understand there's no enemy. You are your own enemy to begin with. There's no enemy. I'm not your enemy. I'm just asking you, And I like to say today, in the presence of Sri Guru, I may be the most rotten, treacherous person, but for God's sake, just take 1/100th of me. If you're so great, and just multiply it. Forget about me and my personality, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm real or non-real, and my adjectives are they are rotten, and it doesn't matter to you. And they do not, because they do not matter to me at all. But what matters is, as in existence, if you have realized that you are, just take 1/1,000,000th of right and wrong and just fix it and just flow with it and just touch somebody. Just do it, just for the sake of experience. So you may not live all your life unfulfilled, handicapped. The confinement you are all living, already Atma confinement, the breath of life is a rib cage, and then you confine yourself in a multiple way. But in the age of Aquarius is a time to heal. It's time to heal your negativity, heal your environments, heal your personality. It's a time to heal. It's a time to heal others. And if you are even terminally sick, like me, still heal. Cross the termination. Termination is when you accept it. When you cross it, that's called keeping up. Cross your all termination. Mental, physical, spiritual. Cross it. And this is one word, must lead you to infinity. Keep up in spite of the fact there's no chance. I'll say, if God Almighty come before you and say, drop dead, still try to breathe. I know you can't, but it's good to mark at that God who is the master of breath of life, and that is human will. And that is what Guru taught us. It taught us there's no impossible. It taught us there's no defeat. It taught us there's no guilt. It taught us there's no sin. It taught us there's nothing, because we all live in the shadow of nothing. And everything is when we come out of ourselves and serve others. Seva saye subhai jit par paya. Seva saye subhai jit par paya. Seva saye subhai har kar aaya. Seva, free service, service for the time and space for others is great, for which we can find God, for which God can come to our own home. That's the way to go, and that's the way to enjoy, and that's the way to elevate. May our grace be ours, may our day be ours, may our life be ours. May we get out of all the jugglings and come out to simple reality of purity, piety, grace, and goodwill. And may we all become the passengers on the journey with the message of Guru Ramdas. Go, heal, heal, hail him and heal. Prosperity shall be yours. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa.
Manne sura thor मन में सकल भगवान की सूत, मन में मोहे जोता न गाए, मन ने जम के साथ न जाए।